And I know I've done this before, but I want to do it again because I just saw somebody reacting to a reaction and I was like, let's keep the cycle going. I don't apologize for my Star Trek L cars that are not lined up at all, but I will go ahead and, because I actually started this reaction. Um, yeah, and I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna react to it. So I backed it up like a little bit, and here we go.
Universe. Hey, shut up. So we're going to meet Jennifer Walters, who's a lawyer and also Bruce
quick.
Banner's cousin. He's from the movie. He sure is, sir. And so they get into a car accident, and she gets some of his blood in her blood. Unexpected blood combos are tight. Okay, and so since they're related, she turns into a Hulk as well. Oh, wow. Well, and so Bruce is going to show her some cool stuff about being a Hulk. Like, you can drink alcohol and not get drunk. Why would you want that?
Right.
That sounds terrible.
Like, what's...
I must be the only person that actually does that. So when I first... So I don't think anyone's surprised to know that I am not an alcoholic. I have really only drank... Or is it drunk? Anyway, wine coolers. And I just started that like a couple, maybe 3 or 4 years ago. And the first couple times, obviously, I got buzzed, but after that, I just drink it for the taste, and I have no interest in getting drunk.
What's the point of that even?
Completely defeats the purpose.
Wouldn't you just drink, like...
Soda.
I mean, yeah, I guess some people just like the taste of alcohol, but not me.
Jesus Christ, that sounds like a nightmare. Okay, it's actually really hard to react to a reaction.
I know, right?
There's so much going on right now.
Yeah, like, okay, not gonna lie, when I do reactions, I'm almost always looking at the original person. So in this case, pitch meeting guy. I don't even notice really anybody else until they start talking. By the way, original reactions, that's kind of pretty much what they were. You didn't have people like just pausing shit and having dialogue conversations like I'm doing right now, like they're doing. I don't think On My Mind, I don't think he does it, but people pausing it, that's not a reaction, that's commentary. People talking over music videos that they're supposedly watching or reacting to, that's not reacting, that's commentary. Stopping the video and then reacting to it after, talking about it after, that's called a review. So if you're gonna react to the video, fucking watch it, listen to it, and stop your fucking yammering like I'm doing now.
That it's hard to,
because you don't try to talk in between things, but you try to add to it.
Yeah, exactly. Which is hard for me because there's so many. It's like Inception.
Kind of make fun of him and insult him, so that's gonna be fun. It kind of makes her seem a little rude and mean. He's just trying to help her because he cares.
I should change the name of this video to Reactception or something.
She
Sorry.
Really want his help. Plus, she's already kind of mastered the whole Hulk thing already. Oh, she has? Yes, sir. She's already fantastic and agile, and she could turn into She-Hulk at will without losing control of herself at all. How is that possible?
Wow, so no
It
build-up.
took Bruce a long time to master all that. Well, Jen explains to Bruce that because she's been catcalled and mansplained to, and some men are straight up dangerous, she's much better at controlling her anger than Bruce because she's had to do it infinitely more than he has. Okay, yeah, no, I mean, I see what she's saying, and in no way do I want to belittle what women have to go through. Also, she's saying this to Bruce Banner.
Every time I see this, regardless of, because sometimes I rewatch reaction or I rewatch pitch meetings, or in the case of On My Mind, I do watch On My Mind reactions to him. So every time I see that part, it gets me. It's so funny.
Multiple times and lost his best friend and his love interest and was turned into a monster and chased by governments and turned into a gladiator slave on an alien planet, tried to save his own life. It's like, of all people, Bruce.
Right.
It's actually not okay for you to point that out. Oh, okay, my bad. Too late, you're on a list now. You can't have any opinions about this show without being classified as being on one extreme of a very complicated issue. Dang it, I hate being on lists. So anyway, Jen goes back to her life as a lawyer, and during a trial, a superpowered influencer, which is a thing in the MCU now apparently.
Superpowered influencer.
And so then towards the end of the first episode, Jen's gonna turn into She-Hulk, and everyone's gonna learn that she has powers. Wow, and so what else do we find out in the first episode? Oh, you know Captain America? Yeah. What? He put his pee-pee in a lady. What? Then Jen gets fired from her lawyer job and gets hired at another firm to start like a superhero law division. Okay, so this becomes kind of like a lawyer show. Kind of.
What?
No.
You know how to write courtroom scenes? Nope. And then so also it's going to be kind of a slice of
Also, does Pitch Meeting mention how bad the CGI is? I've seen this one particular one like twice, 2 or 3 times. I don't think he does actually, which is weird.
life kind of show. Like Jen's going to go on dates and
Mostly
stuff.
that.
Right? Okay, does she also fight crime or not so much? So like, what happens? Oh, well, stuff. You know, sometimes. All right, is there... Can you,
Their reactions.
You gotta give me something, please. So at a certain point, she's
Right.
gonna represent Emil Blonsky, so that's gonna be pretty
my God.
cool. I don't think I know
Wow.
who that is. Remember, you know, he was
Okay.
in the movie, the 14 years ago, he was in the movie. Oh, yeah, okay, yeah, no, it wasn't a super memorable character, but yeah. Oh, it doesn't really matter, to be honest, because he's just a completely different character now.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, great, it's all connected. Also, Wong is gonna show up sometimes. He's from the movies. He is, and he's gonna become friends with this girl, Madison. And what's her
Madison.
deal? She's always drunk, and she's the absolute best part of the show. Right. Also, at a certain point, She-Hulk is gonna twerk with Megan the Stallion. What? Superheroes don't usually twerk. Exactly. So people are gonna be like, what? And then other people are gonna
For
be
real.
deeply angry about it. Oh my God,
Deeply.
what? You know, see, that's gonna be kind of a thing in the show. We're gonna kind of rile up angry internet
Yeah.
dudes and then make fun of them for getting riled up.
Yeah.
That's gonna be really good for the state of internet discourse. Yeah. It's gonna help with all the toxicity online. I'm pretty sure. So here's the thing: plot threads
Oh
or
my
anything I should
God.
know about. Oh, there's like this group of toxic dudes that call themselves intelligentsia, and they're trying to get some of She-Hulk's blood.
Yes.
Oh boy, I bet that's gonna come into play later. What the hell was that noise? It was. Oh yeah, I heard it. What did it mean though? See, we're gonna get to the finale, and it's gonna be set up like a big Marvel showdown, you know? Oh, okay. So there's gonna be this toxic dude that turns into a Hulk, and then Bruce shows up, and Abomination's there, and it's gonna be this big showdown type thing. Uh-oh, gonna be hard for her to get out of that situation.
Okay.
Actually, it's gonna be super easy.
That's right.
Barely an inconvenience. Oh, really? Yeah, see, Jen is gonna break the fourth wall and be like, is this working for anyone? Okay. She's gonna be like, this is kind of crappy, right? Where this show's going, it's not good. We're making the show. We are, yeah. And then into the Disney Plus menu and eventually into the She-Hulk writer's room that is going on. And eventually meet with the head of Marvel, who, as it turns out, is just this creatively bankrupt robot algorithm making morally decisions based on what it thinks is popular. Kind of hurtful. And so she's going to get to solve the few problems that were actually happening in the show, and then we're pretty much done. So this is
Yeah.
just pointing out that the writing wasn't very good. Make it better in some way? God, I hope so. Do you think we really make any future
I hope
or even
so.
Marvel projects less captivating by having a super meta character that can literally change the script of the shows and movies she's in? I don't think you could ever go too meta, sir. Isn't that right? Future business editing is that's a great question, but again, I'm not intending to edit this video. I'm not actually editing this. Right now.
No.
Maybe we should check
This
out
is too good.
This video. I mean, what do you guys think down there in the YouTube comment section? Is it
Oh
possible
my
to check that
God.
out? Super easy. Yeah, that's pretty much all they say down there, I think. So anyway, what do you think? Why'd you just zone out for like
Now I have to do
So
something meta.
anyway,
Oh
what do you
my
think? I mean, it sounds like a
I just talked while muted. But yeah, I'm getting all these meta creative ideas. I should totally do something meta, maybe in the comments, or maybe get someone else to react to me reacting. I'm just thinking. I was thinking because, you know, my mom came in here and walked out to take out the trash or something, and I was like taking the time to think about what meta stuff I could do. People are like, why are you pausing it? You said you hate people that pause it. Well, yeah, but I can do it because I'm me. So how do I mean, this is a live stream, so I can't do the editing thing, the editing thing. I guess I could do the if I do a display, but how is that? I need someone to react to it. I need someone to react to my reaction and Oh, I don't know. I'll think about it after.
Pretty
Unplug
good
my
time. I just
headphones.
feel like it's missing a little something to make sure that people tune in. I've got just the thing.
There we go. I mean, that's pretty much what did it. A number of you called it. A number of you said he has to do something meta, or something in the vein of what Jennifer Walters was doing, or She-Hulk was doing in the show. There it goes. That was awesome. Oh my god. Like, he called most of the things that bugged me about this show. Mainly the fact that, you're going after the people that are upset about the show.
I still don't get why he didn't go after the CGI being terrible. I guess he was probably trying to think of how do I go after that without bashing the people that made it, because more than likely it's not their fault. They probably did something and then took it to their bosses and like, hey, something like this, and they're like, yeah, something like that, exactly that, and then they just took it and used it because they're shit. But he didn't even bring it up. I would have at least brought it up. Even in passing, it would have been funny.
Making fun of them for being upset.
Are they gonna listen to this whole fucking thing? Do I have to listen to this whole fucking thing of it's 18 minutes long? Dear God, give me the strength.
But you're doing things to egg people on. Kind of like what
Yes.
WandaVision did a little bit. I talked about that in my review, which you can check out up here for She-Hulk, the complete season 1. So you check that out if you haven't already. Let's check out the Honest trailer, and let's kind of figure
Oh
out.
yeah, because they're doing Honest trailer first. I don't think you can get better than the fucking. I don't like Honest trailers though, and I think everyone. Sorry, I should actually look into the camera. I think everyone knows. To be honest, I don't know how Honest trailers or CinemaSins still exist. They basically. I won't get into it. Let's just say some of their employers are the worst kind of scum.
Out which one will win between these two.
All right, let's see it.
Let's go.
They should go hard on this one. I feel.
Yeah.
You've already seen superheroes
Here we
break
go.
the fourth wall.
Good.
Dude, I love
Yeah,
Honest
well,
trailer.
Me
With
too.
beatdowns. And explore what goes on when the costumes come off. But the
That was
MCU's
nuts.
newest hero is here to remind us. She's been doing all of that since 1995. I mean, it's kind of stale now, but she was first. She-Hulk, attorney at law.
Stop.
Meet Jennifer Walters, a
This
milestone in
music.
representation for public servants who move on to more lucrative corporate gigs.
I accept.
After that time, she went full Targaryen with her cousin. She'll become She-Hulk. A lawyer committed to greenwashing her firm's new image.
Oh, and just so y'all know, since I am reacting to this, when I first watched On My Mind's reaction to the pitch meeting, I only watched the pitch meeting. So basically, this video that On My Mind is doing, I haven't seen this part because like I said before, can't stand Honest trailers. They used to be funny. Now they avoid all the stuff that they know if they talk about, they'll get canceled for.
But don't worry if you're not into those lawyer shows. It's mostly about this beautiful rich woman's impossible quest to find a good man. Ew, just imagine if Tatiana Maslany could cover your rent and turn into a hotter version of herself. It's gross just to think about it. Real.
And why do people keep saying that? Like, the green skin is whatever. It's attractive, I guess. But the height and the width of that's not more attractive.
As She-Hulk fights the half of humanity Thanos forgot to warn you about.
There's not a chick over there I need to talk to.
Yes.
As she's
That
attacked
guy.
by online misogynists,
They're just trolls.
dating app dinguses,
What a specimen. How much can you deadlift?
or those nice guys you know are full of it.
Yes, I feel I have been rehabilitated. Emotionally, physically, metaphysically, spiritually.
I see you, Tim Roth. Can't lie to me. But after 7 episodes of foreplay, we finally get to meet one of the good ones. Daredevil. Charlie Cox returns as the hero everyone
I'm
wants
here.
in their hallway. He's got the look.
That was a
he's
really
got
good
the
show.
Skills. And the man without fear is clearly not afraid of keeping his identity secret at all.
Mr. Patilio, what kind of fuel did you use in your booster?
You're using your powers in court now. Chill.
Just come up with work.
Urgent
No
legal
doubt.
business in the middle of the night. Across the country from your practice.
Insanity is murky, but it's not a bad strategy.
I angle this more as a form of traumatic expression due to undiagnosed PTSD.
Dude, wait until the costume is all to give legal advice. It's a tell. But Jet won't hold
Well, the one season of Daredevil I saw, that's true. He didn't do that. Like, that's stupid. Well, it was a serious show, so. B, God, Honest Trailers has gone down the shitter. Like, they don't even start from the beginning. And I'm not even going to get into it.
That's the patriarchy alone. There's Nikki, her work bestie and actual bestie, because no one in the MCU has friends outside of their job.
That's right.
Who got screamed at by Freddy Krueger and sewn into the pants of the big Charlie Brown. And Titania,
Really?
a superhero
Okay.
addicted to social media, played by a supermodel addicted to social media, who goes after supervillains addicted to social media. Oh, plus we did
Stupid.
Wong as a treat.
Yeah, that worked though.
Want a gripping legal drama that relies on the lawyer's brilliant minds and the quirks of the
Oh,
American
this is
court
so
system?
boring.
Better call Saul. But if you're looking for a show with more of an Ace Attorney approach,
This makes me not want to do anything meta. Or
then better send
reaction.
Jen.
It's making me want to just turn this off and shoot myself in the head.
This is true.
Trademark a spirit.
Resolve in an instant.
The defendant is absolved of all liability. I'm dismissing this
The
case.
main problem is
What?
they're showing a lot of the video, visual,
Because according to
which
the
is
show, running a good lawyer show
is
is
horrible.
hard. Hired writers from like good legal shows, just spitballing here.
Oh, is that how it works, Your Honor?
Yeah.
Get it.
So do what everyone else does these days and make up your mind to love or hate this show before you even see it. That isn't as
Oh my
bad as
God.
what you bombers made it out to be, but isn't good enough to really defend in court. Because
Yeah,
at
that's
the end
true.
of the day, wait, hold up. Is this already the outro? We don't have the twerking scene. The Blind Hulk tease? No, we're not done yet. I demand to talk to whoever writes this crap. No, not those idiots. I want to talk to their boss, the YouTube algorithm.
Oh god, now he's
There it
done.
is.
Why are we ending the trailer here?
Data indicates you retain more viewers when your videos are between 5 and 7 minutes in length.
Well, what if there's more to say?
Viewers will just fast forward to the part with the funny names.
This is
Hey,
true.
that sucks. Put a lot of thought into everything except that part.
Dude, yeah.
That part.
Be more hateful. Data indicates hate is great for viewers.
Clearly, but we're honest trailers.
The greatest
If
thing ever.
something's good, we say it's good. Mid, bad, etc. It's my gift. And my curse.
Recalculating. Have you considered trying to become a wife guy and then cheat on her with?
Okay, we're done here.
What?
Starring
Big old female lawyer.
fitness for the prosecution. My best friend's hearing.
Oh my
Bruce
god.
Brunner.
Bruh.
Bruh.
Finding Tim and the abominable Bromance. The new truth.
Okay.
Hulk smash that like button. The man without shame. Hug life.
Fuck life.
Stefan Urkel. The Try Guy. You know the one. Tu Wong. Thanks for everything. Jen Walters. And
Madison is with 2 N's, 1 Y, but it's not where you think.
I really don't know where Y goes. It's not where I thought. Law and Ogre.
Ogre.
Super Victims Unit.
Oh my god.
Law and Ogre. Okay.
He says
Nice.
Okay, which one?
It's all end the same way. Throw a bunch of plot and flash at the audience in the climax.
No, the big showdowns are just for the movies. The show's only in a void outside space and time, where the thing gets explained to you by a god. See? You're doing it right now. No tears, please. It's a waste of good suffering.
dude, I literally started this super like excited and happy, and after seeing that Honest Trailers, like it's not even about, because the speaker, Honest Trailers guy or whatever you want to call him, he's fine or whatever, but seeing all that shit on screen just literally made me depressed and hate people. Like he was talking about, oh, it's not as bad as, you know, blah blah blah, didn't like it but didn't see it and all this other shit, and I'm like, see, you're doing the same thing. Like, the Honest Trailers is not some valiant hero trying to take down the woke or the bad writing or anything like that. I mean, again, did not mention bad CGI. Like, these people are just as bad because they're shills, and I hate shills with a passion. Like people who pretend to do something because, oh, I get paid for, like, I hate people like that. That's why I will probably never earn money doing what I love, because I could not sell out. But I mean, I have a lot of other flaws, believe me, but Okay, we're almost done. 14 to 18. That's 4 minutes left. I guess I can watch the whole thing.
Sports team.
Oh, God, someone shoot me.
I'm sorry, your name is Karen. I am he who remembers.
Usually, On My Mind Entertainment does something at the end. And then maybe they'll do something, and then force me to have to do something meta at the end.
The ancient
Meta skit. What am I gonna do?
And its epic voice. Thank you very much.
These are actually both pretty great. These are both.
Yeah,
great.
they were.
I liked them. Neither.
Before he even says it, which one was your favorite?
Probably.
Pitch meeting. I'm sorry.
I feel bad doing that. Oh, to pin them against each other.
Like, Pitch Meeting is so much better than Honest Trailers, it's ridiculous. Honest Trailers has so much, it has the visuals, or more visuals. It has literally the guy who does trailers as a voiceover, and he doesn't rely on, like, a duplicate, like, of himself. He doesn't have to rely on that. But Pitch Meeting's still funnier in everything they do, every single time.
I want to say Honest Trailer.
Yeah, you're a psycho.
That's a hard one.
Not really. It's really not.
Really?
I don't know. I feel like they were both pretty good.
I couldn't even pay attention to Honest
Which one do you
I
think?
think Pitch Meeting was funnier.
Yeah.
That scene was just...
I know.
It was so lit.
And I'm like thinking of all the funny parts of the Honest Trailers one, but then I'm like, I think I laughed more at the Pitch Meeting one, so I think that might...
You not only laughed during the Pitch Meeting one, but you actually agreed with everything he said. You were acting like you were interacting with the video more. In Honest Shows, you were just sitting there staring at it, occasionally chuckling, like...
be the one.
Pretty much like what I was doing, feeling like your life was over.
Guys,
But
right...
they were both pretty good.
Sorry. Comment down below, guys, which one you thought was better right now.
Yeah. Okay, let's see what he thinks.
Alright, let's do it.
It went as hard. I think Pitch Meeting actually went a little harder than the Honest Trailer. I thought the Honest Trailer was really going to go hard, but you can tell they actually kind of like the show. But they say a good thing there.
Right.
It's not as bad as the critics were saying, or like different people were saying on the internet, and it's not as good to defend in court. I feel that because I still was looking forward to each episode each week. Like I told you guys, Lord of the Rings, when I did the Lord of the Rings versus House of the Dragon Honest Trailer reaction, check that out there. Lord of the Rings was hard to watch as far as Rings of Power. It was hard to watch, so I would let weeks go by before I kind of went and tried to binge them. It's still tough to do that too because they were so boring. House of the Dragon I really look forward to each week. That's my favorite show right now. Andor is also really good. Gotta catch up on it though because I'm a little bit behind, but that one's actually really good. I'm just a little bit Disney Plus out because it was so much at one time. But She-Hulk, again, I was looking forward to each episode.
How?
I did look forward to each episode because I was hoping it would get better after episode.
Oh, that's everybody. I'm sorry. That is every single MCU fan. Even DC. But especially MCU. Because starting with WandaVision, WandaVision's first half was, I would even say, up to the last 2 episodes, was pretty much, I mean, it was great. It's nothing short of great. And creative, which is the most important. So when that ended the way it did, we were disappointed. You were the one with the guns. But we weren't not devastated, what's the right word? We were disappointed, but we were hopeful for the next thing, which was Loki and a couple others. Then it got into, now we knew going in that Falcon and the Winter Soldier was going to be garbage, so I think we watched Loki first. And then after, like, the first episode, we were like, oh, this is hard to watch. But maybe, just maybe, it'll get better. And it just kept going down and down and down. And there were some moments in Loki that was actually good. You could actually see the creativity. But most of it was just filler. And then I think we watched Falcon and Winter Soldier after that. That one was a bit different because instead of being boring like Loki was with a few good moments in it, it had a lot of action and a lot of like potential moments where it should have been good, and some relationship stuff between the 2 leads that should have been good but just wasn't. Like they weren't taking it to that next level Instead, they wanted to focus on all this terrorist shit, all the conspiracy shit, and yeah, so it was pretty fucked up. And then I think the next one was Hawkeye. Nobody cares about the cartoons. No, yeah, so I'm not even considering them. But Hawkeye was whatever the one that was after that. I think it was Hawkeye. The fact that I can't remember tells you something. But Hawkeye was the one where I was just like, I just hope it's better. I hope it gets better. I hope people what they say is not true in the next episode. You know, things like that. Oh, and in the middle of all this, we're of course watching the movies. Throughout the entirety of Black Widow, I kept hoping that it would get better. It felt like a formulaic Transformers movie, basically. You know, all action, no substance. And I think we postponed watching Shang-Chi. We never even saw Eternals. But we postponed the other movies for so long, because as we were going through the shows, kind of going back and forth between the shows and movies, we just kept hoping it got better. Hoping it got better. Never did. It stayed, you know, on a scale of 1 to 10, consistently 3. Since I didn't see Eternals, I can't say much, but I hear it went down to a 1. Consistently 3 the whole time. Especially after Hawkeye. I also didn't see Moon Knight. Didn't see a point. Alright. Sorry, dealing with family bullshit. But anyway. So, yeah, I get what he's saying. But the problem is it took people longer to get to the point of being like, oh, it'll get better next episode. I can't believe it took him to She-Hulk. When, you know, once Hawkeye ended the way it did, I was pretty much done. I mean, I'll watch stuff like Spider-Man and everything, but like it gets to a point where it's like, even if it does get better, it's already done the damage. So there's just no point in watching it. Once you have a show or a TV, and that's basically what it is. It's a show, and I'll just say it's a show. I should say franchise, but it's a show. But you know, the entire MCU. Once you have something, a series that dives so far down and then just stays at the bottom, even if it comes back up, nobody gives a shit. Everyone's left. And that's pretty much where the MCU is. I don't see Phase 5 doing much better than Phase 4. Same with DC. I don't see DC ever recovering. Game of Thrones, I got bored at episode 3, so I can't say much about that. But I will say that the only reason they recovered with the shitty season 7 and 8 is because of how strong they've been so far with the other stuff. So, you know, Rings of Power is not going to have that fan base say, oh, well, season 1 was bad, but, you know, we'll come in for season 2 if it's as good as the trilogy. I'm sorry for all you nerds out there that think that Lord of the Rings is more popular than Marvel, but it's not. It doesn't have the fan base. The books don't count. Nobody reads anymore. Same thing for the movies. I have never seen the Lord of the Rings movies, and I don't care to. And there's a lot of nerds and a lot of people out there, people that more lean towards sci-fi, that feel the same way. I mean, even fantasy people look at it as, oh, that's a good thing that, you know, Tolkien did, but now we're moving on to other things. And then when they see things like Rings of Power, they're just like, yep, just shit, and there's no reason to give it a second chance. So we're getting to the point. I think Phase 5 is going to see the end of MCU in its current format. I think people are starting to finally get it. The main thing is it's not worth seeing. You can see good stuff, and I've said this before. Watch good stuff and promote that. You know, I'm always talking about the good sci-fi shows that I've seen recently. They're out there. You know, the good military shows like Reacher. They're out there. You just have to actually give a shit. And the more you talk about it, the more you promote it, the more other people watch it, and other people stop watching these other things. If someone asked me, if someone said to me, you know what, I think I'm going to watch She-Hulk, what do you think? I'll say, I'm not going to watch it because I don't care. And their reaction is not, if I said, oh, I'm going to watch it because I love the MCU, their reaction would be, oh, yeah, I'll watch it too, because even if I don't love the MCU as much as you, you're passionate about it, so I'm going to watch it. But if I say, I hate the MCU now, and I hate She-Hulk, even though I haven't seen it, I'm going to hate watch it, and I'm going to hate it. Well, what does that tell you? Well, these people just said it. They said they're thinking about watching She-Hulk just because of how bad it is. But if I say, oh, I don't care, just forget about it, and then move on to something good, guess what the people are going to be thinking about? Whatever you just said that's good. They're not going to be thinking about She-Hulk, trust me.
4, I think. Like 3 or 4. I think it was 4. It just seemed like it was kind of just...
Oh, what is he talking about?
I didn't really understand what it was trying to do. Then episode 8 came, you're like, oh, cool. And then episode 9 happens, you're like, okay, this was all a waste of time. So for me, how they trolled their audience is what I did not like about the show. A lot of you guys loved it. I know a few people in our Discord, they love the show. They actually really enjoy it.
No, they don't. They love hate. The reason why people watch She-Hulk, Velma, Rings of Power, and actually enjoy it is because they get off on hate and they hate creativity. They're the most hateful people you'll ever meet. Like, you know, back in the day we used to talk about the levels of creativity. We used to talk about, oh yeah, you know, art is subjective. Guess what? Some things are objectively bad. She-Hulk is one of them. You don't have to watch it to know that. Rings of Power is one of them. You don't have to. You just have to listen to a few of the quotes, see some bad CGI, hear what the story is going to be, and you automatically... I could tell that Star Trek Discovery was going to be terrible by watching the freaking trailer. Okay? You do not need to... These are objectively bad things. And the reason why they're making them is because they get paid to do it. And then on top of that, you give them your money to watch it, even if you hate it. And so they're not going to stop anytime soon until they're bankrupt. But they're not going to get bankrupt because as soon as the money stops for making the bad stuff, they're going to go back to try to make good stuff. And when I say good, I mean good with quotations. To them, good is like Transformers, Fast and Furious, stuff, you know, popcorn poppers, like things that really aren't good, but people will watch it because they'll watch it. That's the next phase we're going to. You won't see any more bad woke shit. You won't see any more good experimental, you know, film, noir, like nothing that is actually good anymore. You'll just see the popcorn poppers again, you know, because they'll go back to what they know. You know, The Avengers was a popcorn popper. Even though it was a good movie, probably a 7 out of 10, so not bad, but they'll go back to what they know.
More power to you. I like that you like it.
I mean, just look at WandaVision. WandaVision was the first, I don't remember how many episodes it had, like 9. First 6, 7 episodes was genius. But you could see, and I've said this before, when you're watching a show that's good, that's actually good, they actually put effort into it, they actually write it, they're actually creative, and then they put bullshit in it that is completely does not jive with the rest of the story. It's very jarring. For example, that when she took a whole town hostage. So to me, watching this, I'm like, oh, the Darkhold, it may not be physically there with her, but it's around, because, you know, I knew about Darkhold before, but even without knowing about the Darkhold, like, I could tell that there was some force that was basically exerting its own will on Wanda. So you're like, okay, you know, she's got this town by hostage, but it's also conscious for her, holding this town hostage. But then she says that line, which we all know. You know, you're holding this whole town hostage, but you're the one who's the one with the guns. It made no sense, and that's jarring. So when you have something good that's flowing, and then you put in some anti-gun propaganda in it, people, the smart people are going to be like, that's jarring. It's clearly propaganda, and it clearly doesn't make any sense. And you move on, and you could forget about it for a while. But then, that happens to a lot of shows. But then, of course, at the end of WandaVision, what happens? Another popcorn popper. It doesn't matter. It's just action at that point, because that's what they know. They know that will bring the audience. They can't trust the risky creative stuff. They can't trust the woke stuff. So they're going to go back to the Transformers format.
I want to love the show. Jennifer Walters.
And to think that I was actually enjoying myself when I started watching this video.
Really, Tatiana Maslany overall, she carried the show for me. She was the best part of the show. I do want to see more of her character.
That's another thing that pisses me off. That woman is a great actress. Orphan Black, her portrayal in Orphan Black, made me believe up until she took this role that she was the best actress of all time. That's how good she was in that. Just saying.
So the way this story went, how they go about her origin, just everything about that, and even the lawyer stuff, just didn't land for me. So that's just me. If I go more in depth with my review of the season, you can check that out. Look at the end screen little plug at the end of the video.
There you go.
Overall, thanks for watching though. Hopefully you had a good laugh. I'm glad we could watch these together and laugh together. Again, both were great to me.
I guess since they watched the whole thing, I'll watch all of their.
I think it had the funnier moments, and it had the funny.
Give them the algorithm or whatever.
Here, meta moment. Oscars, they tried. It was good, but I like how Pitch Meeting did it with the whole editor and he's talking to them. He's talking to people in the comments. Barley and inconvenience spells that wrong. You see it all the time. That was hilarious. So that wins for me. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Who wins?
I agree, man.
Pitch Meeting. And let's talk about She-Hulk a little bit if you haven't given your ideas or thoughts on the show already. Again, thanks for watching. Appreciate you guys. Members, subscribers, watchers, however you support, I appreciate it. Hit that like
Links
button,
down below for them, guys.
Button, and I'll see you guys on the next video.
Cool. Yeah, links down below in the description. Make sure you go subscribe. Go give him a like. Maybe a comment, all that good stuff. Yeah, I hate pinning them against each other because they're both such good channels and we're fans of both of them. But yeah, Pitch Meeting did seem to be more funny. I found myself laughing more at that one.
That is literally the opposite of what you said a few minutes ago.
Going into this, I really thought Honest Trailer was going to win. I feel like they usually go pretty hard on these. But to be real, Pitch Meeting, like he said, he did go harder on it. It was funny. That ending part, that's why I paused it before he said anything. Because I wanted to see our opinions unbiased by his. Yeah. And he said the exact same thing I did. That ending.
I kind of I don't know. They're both great channels. Make sure you go check both of them out and give them a sub too. We'll have to put the links in the description.
Yeah.
The reason why I don't subscribe to a lot of, I probably won't subscribe to Ashton and John. The reason I don't subscribe to things I watch, that is a whole video in and of itself. Let's just say that I've subscribed to things that turned out to be horrible. So I stopped subscribing to a lot of things that I would normally subscribe to.
Yes. Go check them out, guys, and
we'll see you in the next video.
Peace out.
I was like, I should do something meta, and then I just looked at I left a comment, and it says I'm totally gonna react to this reaction. I want to see can I see who liked it? I guess not. So it's a reaction of a reactor reacting to a video. I believe that is what we call a YouTube paradox. Holy shit. How am I gonna... So I gotta do something. Okay. I'm gonna leave a comment. I reacted to... No. I am commenting on this reaction video to let everyone know to please comment on my reaction video on my channel. Thanks. That's not meta enough, but it's better than nothing. I should also put the... I guess I should put the link. Alright. Well, I see you guys later. Got shit to do.